Welcome, everybody, to our very first episode of Design, Drink, and Dish. This has been the longest in the making. It really has. It's been probably about a year. Anyway, my name is John Ryan with Interiors by John Ryan. My design studio is Interiors by John Ryan, based out of Delray Beach, Florida. And I am here with my beautiful, wonderful, most amazing co-host ever.
Thank you.
Wendy.
You have nothing to compare it to, by the way. Hi, I'm Wendy Davis with Wendy Lynn Interiors, and I'm based in Boca as well. And we are besties and partners in crime, and I'm happy to be Jonathan's co-host.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. Actually, we just got back from Montana for your client.
Yes.
Yeah, so yesterday.
Let the fun continue all week.
It just solidifies why we should be co-hosts, because our banter is incredible.
We do everything well.
We do.
We now travel well.
We do.
We hang out well.
Many more to come.
Yeah. Love it.
So this podcast is all things interior design. We're going to be drinking. We'll probably go off on little tangents. It's going to be just incredible. So cheers to our first episode, yeah?
Yes, cheers.
Oops. Yeah. See? If that's any indication how this podcast is going.
We were supposed to squeeze it at the same time and then sip, but...
Then it's going to be fantastic.
Exactly.
All right, so let's jump
We
right
have to tell them about our cocktail.
Oh my God, you're not. See, I'm just getting right to drinking. Every episode, we are going to make a new cocktail. We're going to tell you about it. Maybe if we have time, we'll tell them why we love it.
Yeah.
And
we have nothing but time.
Nothing but time.
So why did you choose gin and tonic for the first cocktail?
Well, gin and tonic is very near and dear to my heart, first of all. I won't get into the whole thing because it's a very long story. If any of you guys watched my last video that I posted a year and a half ago, you'll understand why.
Okay.
But
maybe we should link that for them.
We'll link it.
Okay.
That's a great idea. But anyway, everything tastes better at 35,000 feet in the air. That was the first time I had a gin and tonic.
Love it.
And ever since then, staple item.
And then when we were heading back from Montana, you had one.
In
the
plane?
Second one spilled all over your lap.
Oh my God. Right. Poor thing.
Yeah, that's okay.
It slid right off the table.
Right. But the table is
Everywhere.
Angled, and I mean, shame on them.
Shame on them.
Right.
American Airlines.
Yeah.
they're not watching, but that's okay. They will maybe. So yeah.
I love gin and tonics.
Love?
Yeah.
When did you get your love?
I always used to kind of bounce around from like drink to drink, you know, and I always like drink a drink until it's like, okay, I'm over this one. Let me like be obsessed with the new one.
Right.
And gin and tonics were just a thing at one point. So you brought it back because it's probably been like 5 years since I, had one. And
well, it's a good summer drink. And
it is.
Down in South Florida, it's summer all the time.
It's fresh.
Yeah, fresh.
Just like us.
So in our gin and tonic, what we like to do is, obviously, we may have a heavy hand. I do. Everyone hates me for it. We do 2 ounces of gin. The gin we have today is an Italian gin, which is very creative, by the way.
I love
Go Italians.
I love it.
And gin in the shape of a gas can.
And gin.
And gin.
Very clever.
Beautiful marketing, honestly. And then
Super
obviously,
fun.
Yeah. And then we have to obviously pair it with our Fever Tree tonic.
Yep. Best brand ever.
And a little splash of lime.
Love
Can't
it.
forget the lime. It's the most important part.
Of course. It's all about the garnish.
All about the garnish.
Just like decor and interior design. You can't finish a room without decor. You
Without
can't finish
the finishing
a cocktail
touches.
without a
lime.
Yeah.
Or anything.
Garnish.
All right, so what do you say we jump right into this?
Let's do it.
So what is our first topic? What is on the agenda? We're doing 3 topics every episode, and then we're just gonna discuss it, unscripted, unfiltered, and let's go. What do the people have for us today?
Alrighty. So topic number 1, Jonathan.
Yes, Wendy.
Is a dining room a thing of the past?
That's a great question. I think it is, and I'm going to tell you why. How many dining rooms have we designed in our lifetime as designers?
Many.
I mean, they are, it's a staple of our scope of work, no? Especially I like to incorporate dining rooms. I like to say that I put them in the category of the common areas. So what do I mean by that? The entry, the kitchen, the dining room, the living room, the areas that people are going to congregate in, right? Now, I guess it also depends on the family dynamic too, which has changed throughout the years. I remember when I was a kid, we would always have family dinners every single night.
Yep.
Whether it was...
Talk about your day.
Yeah.
What was your high? What was your low?
Exactly. And there's something really special about that.
There is.
Whether we ordered in, whether, our parents cooked, something, but...
This was before iPads, iPhones.
Exactly.
My daughter's 5, don't judge, but she has an iPad and an iPhone. And, it's kind of like a break for Mike and I to just talk at dinner, and we just put her in front of her iPad so she can just watch a show and eat dinner. So, which
leads into like our lives today are so busy, whether, we have both parents are probably working. Then, if you have kids, your kids are involved in every sort of sport activity, it's endless, so when you get home, I think people just want to unwind and relax so that, that aspect of, let's gather around the table and
formality,
have dinner,
right,
just gets forgotten about. So that's the reason why I do think dining rooms today are being turned into other things. I've designed dining rooms I've turned them into bars. I've turned them into playrooms if you have kids. I turn them into podcast studios. Some people like to put golf simulators in there. Have you turned dining rooms into anything special?
Yeah. I mean, I would say that like a lot of clients still want a formal dining space.
Sure.
Because down here in South Florida, it's their second home, it's their third home. So when they all gather for family dinners, that's the one and only time of year that they're actually using it. But they still want
And then they have the whole house to as a playground.
Exactly. Yes. So I can definitely see it both ways, but personally, I eat at my countertop in my kitchen island every single night, breakfast included. So I mean, if you have that extra space and you don't have a large family or anything like that, I would say, let's convert it.
Right. And that's actually a good point. You said kitchen island, because I didn't touch upon where we congregate to eat now.
Yeah.
So it's the kitchen island. It's, maybe they take their food to their bedroom, anywhere on the go. And actually another good point you made with the island is, a lot of the homes down here are open concepts. So they're not separated. So the kitchen goes right into the dining room. We'll sometimes add a second island.
Absolutely. To offer more seating.
To offer a lot more seating, because that's just where the magic happens.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Not that kind of magic.
Not that kind of
Only
magic.
if you're a chef.
Exactly. Exactly.
We should talk. No, just kidding. That'll be another episode where the magic happens. We'll talk about primary bedrooms.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And we're not even allowed to say master bedrooms anymore.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I'm like, if someone corrects me and says, you said master, you're not the client for me.
You mean if they correct you and say primary?
Oh, it's not the primary.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We have to. We're supposed to call it primary, but yes, you're saying if you slip and you call it a master, and somebody corrects you and be like, no, it's the primary. You'd be like, you're not the client for me.
No, get out of here. You know what I'll do though? Like if I'm during a presentation, if the client beats me to say like, oh, let's go to the primary now, or let's go to the master, whatever it is, however they say it.
You'll roll with it.
I'll roll with it.
Good.
But if I get to it first and I'm like, okay, master bathroom or master bedroom, I'm like, that's how it's staying for the rest of the time.
Right, exactly.
See, tangents.
Yeah,
I love this.
I know.
This is
We're
great.
really good with tangents, especially when we start drinking.
But I had a client actually just 2 years ago, a repeat client. And the first house that I did for her, we incorporated a dining room. And maybe a year and a half later, just recently, she had contacted me and was like, John, I never used this dining room.
Yep.
What else can we do?
Yeah.
And I went, it's pristine condition. We sold everything and I turned it into a lounge. We made a giant wine wall, 4 big chairs. And
I'm sure she uses that room all the time.
She used to work from her kitchen island. Funny enough that we were just talking about that. And she has since moved to this beautiful little lounge that we created.
Absolutely. It's probably such a vibe too.
It is.
We should show that picture.
Oh, we have to show the picture. I don't know how to do that yet, since it's our first podcast, but...
Yeah, we're not that techie, and he knows I'm definitely not techie, so...
stand by for episode maybe 3.
Yeah, 30. We'll figure
for
it
how
out
we
eventually.
get pictures on the screen.
Yeah, exactly. Because you guys probably want to see what we're referring to. Visual, everybody
Absolutely. And
is so visual.
to like showcase our work.
Yeah.
We're good designers. We're actually still active designers. Just we're not retired.
Wait, which camera are you looking at?
I don't know.
That's yours? Wait,
yeah, that's
mine.
mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I was looking at that one first. We are active designers.
Yeah.
We worked all the way up till this moment that we're filming this, and now we will.
So we're probably going to work after this.
Yeah, we will. And
So
I'm going to be working all weekend because my Montana project now led into a second Montana project. And
which is awesome.
Well, because the client added a few rooms, and then the daughter wants her Montana.
Isn't that how it happens, though?
It rolls.
I feel like people or like our clients are a little hesitant. Maybe they've never hired an interior designer before. And then you finally meet them and you get past your first presentation and they're just like,
they're in love with everything.
I fucking love this.
Mm-hmm. They're in love with everything.
So why don't you do this, and this?
Yep. And then they add, and then they tell everyone that they know, and
their mom, their dad, their grandpa, I don't know.
Best friend, neighbor.
It's the beauty of our
that's
industry.
How it is. It is the beauty of our industry. That's funny that you say that about, on the consultation. Do you ask them that specifically? Like, hey, have you ever worked with an interior designer?
I sure do.
Because our next topic is about consultations and all that. So
and that's
a
great segue.
Yeah.
And I do ask them, and I will tell you, this will be another episode, I'm sure. We should start a list of because we're going to just be bouncing off of each other.
I know.
We have to get a list.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll do that next time.
I'll borrow the pen.
Oh, yeah. I think red flags is actually on our episode.
That's going to be a fun one.
Yes.
Red flags.
So consultations, yes. It is one of the first questions I ask. Have you worked with a designer before? And if they say yes, my yellow flags are going off in my mind because I give them the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, you've worked with a designer. Maybe, the designer didn't work out for you or vice versa, or they just weren't, understanding what you wanted. So I get that.
So that's their response. If they say, yes, I have worked with a designer,
right? How
did it end? Or so then they'll probably open up and tell you.
All you have to do is ask a question and stay silent, and clients will
diarrhea
spew.
of the mouth. Diarrhea of the mouth.
Which usually turns into, I've worked with 4 designers before.
Which is a huge red flag.
Oh,
right?
Gosh.
That's when double red flags are waving.
Yes, all the red flags are going off. But yeah, a lot of times clients think that they're interviewing us, which is true. They are. But we are also interviewing
1,000%
our clients, whether they or our potential clients, whether they like to believe it or not. We are.
I don't think they know that.
They don't.
Yeah.
So.
And it's a way for us to filter out clients that we just can't see a good bond with. And it has to be really a good, easy flow. So,
it does.
Yeah, if you're getting the red flags or whatever, it's okay, unfortunately, I'm going to have to pass or whatever the reason is.
Exactly. And you know what? It's just good design comes from collaboration. It's not all one-sided. And I've said that from the day I started in this business. And that goes whether that's with your vendors or your clients. You have to be open to the other person's ideas.
Yeah.
They have to be open to us because they're coming to us for our expertise, right? But we also have to be open to their ideas.
Absolutely.
Because we're not living in their house.
It's their home.
It's their home. They need to feel comfortable. Now, their designs or their inspiration that they may show us might be shit.
Yeah.
But it's up to us as professionals to spin it.
Yes, exactly.
And make it something.
And deliver something that they can't just buy off of
Amazon.
Right, exactly. Or House, where they link every single thing in that room. And it's okay, let me just buy everything in this room. They're hiring us for a reason.
Right, exactly. So yes, I do ask if they've ever worked with a designer. What do you, Wendy, what is your... Actually, how am I going to put this? I'm going to start with this one.
Okay.
When you're in a consultation,
do
you give design advice? If you do, how much? Because I feel like a lot of times clients are, they pay for an hour consultation and then they're expecting a full design presentation.
Yes.
And if you do,
Okay. All right. So question number 1, do I charge for the consultation?
Right.
I do not anymore. And I used to, but with that, I used to present it and I kind of shot myself in the foot saying hey, because I am charging you $200 for the hour,
Sure.
I'll be giving you paint color recommendations and, tips and ideas. And guess what? I never saw them again. So I'm like, okay, this is not really smart business.
No.
So now I do not, because again, on the initial consultation call where we're finding out about maybe their overall budget and like how they worked with an interior designer, and we're already developing that bond off of that great first conversation.
Yeah.
I know going into it that I'm going to land the job.
Exactly.
Like I don't want to sound cocky, but like, it's,
I get that.
Yeah. I mean, we know what we're doing. We, walk in with confidence. And yes, certainly if something like comes up like, hey, have you ever thought of
such and such
on this space, and they're like, oh my gosh, I love it. Actually, here's a prime example. My client showed me a built-in idea that they had, and this was just during the, initial consultation. And I said, hey, have you ever thought of doing like a floating media console there and, like a textured wall instead of like floating shelves? So at that point, I knew my millwork girl was going to come back in with me and we were going to design something like that. But it was an aha moment for them that they're like, oh my gosh, wow, this girl really gets it.
Yeah.
And I was able to, preemptively, land the job and just kind of think of a design idea that,
There is that pressure. I feel like if we charge for usually our consultations, at least mine are, I try not to go over an hour.
Me neither.
But sometimes it happens, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But I feel like if we do charge, there is that pressure put on us as designers to want to like lay it all out and give all our designs.
Absolutely.
And then that just snowballs. The client hears that. We're kind of like giving them the in a way to just ask away and keep going into every single space. And then by the time it's like 3 hours later, you're still there.
1,000%.
But I feel like if we now, I do charge.
Okay.
And I want to tell you, I'm going to give the other side.
Yep.
So I do charge for my hour. And if it goes over, again, no problem. But I feel like it separates the serious clients from the ones who are going to think that they just want a free design consultation, then they can do it all on their own.
1,000%.
So what I will do is, if they move forward with me, I will take that design consultation fee and remove it off of like the design fee.
Yeah, right.
Which is cool. But I don't know. I've had a similar situation with you. Like we're in Boca and our jobs sometimes take us to Miami and to Fort Lauderdale.
Not mine.
No.
I don't accept those jobs.
I don't accept.
It's just too far.
You know
me. I like the little radius.
Exactly. But it is far, and that was to my point.
Okay, but to your point, hell yes, I would charge for a consultation that day.
Absolutely.
Because it's gas, it is time. It's not just 15 minutes, and
the traffic here is terrible.
Yes, it is.
Horrible.
Especially going south.
Mm-hmm. So I went, and it took me like 40 minutes to get from Delray to Fort Lauderdale. And this potential, like this client, potential client or consultation was referred to me by a very good client of mine. And I was like, okay, so they're really good friends. This is going to be great. It'll be like the same wonderful experience.
Yes.
And so I get down there, and it's a new construction. They're like tearing down the house, and he's actually, no, it wasn't a new construction. It was a full renovation that they were doing. So he was taking me, the general contractor, taking me through the house. And he's like, what would you do here?
Did it even have drywall up yet?
No drywall.
So just the slab?
It just went straight down to the studs.
Okay.
They were demoing while I was there.
Gotcha.
But they weren't really changing any of like the floor plans. But he was like walking me through every room. And what would you do here? What would you do here?
Well, get your ideas.
Yeah. And I was just,
Did you start to sense that?
I
didn't at that moment no, because you thought it's a referral and I got it.
Yeah. And the client who referred me this person was amazing, and the project went so smooth, it was beautiful. So I was like, okay, in my head I'm like, I've got the job. And he's walking me through, I'm giving him all these ideas, and we had a great meeting. I go back up to Delray, and 2 hours later he goes, I think I got this. I think I have a good understanding. I may not need your services, but thank you so much. And I did not charge for that.
Oh my God. So it burned you in the butt?
It burned me.
Yeah.
So
damn it.
I feel like I've learned a little bit, but
and you know what? We're always learning. Don't beat yourself up. We are always learning, and like we should never assume.
Never.
But it's a natural thing to do, especially because, like you said, if you had that client and you're like, okay, cool, then I got this one.
Yeah.
You know, you would just
never assume until the contract is signed.
Ain't that the truth?
Never,
and then never assume that it's going to go all well till the job is over.
Oh my gosh, I know.
That will be another episode.
It will.
Okay, so for topic number 3, these are about countertops. So maybe the title should just be countertops. We talked about eating at countertops,
We did.
working from countertops.
We haven't titled the episodes yet.
Okay.
Wendy's really good at that.
I'll have to think of something cunning and profound. Okay, so now, what do you think about different edge profiles for countertops? Are we like done seeing the mitered edge?
You know, great question.
Is there talk? I mean, like I've heard talks that the traditional edge is coming back.
So again, I will preface this to when I was growing up and what we had in our house. And I was always into design from like a very young age. So I like paid attention to these little things, which most people probably won't, but we will.
I did. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we always saw these like crazy sort of edges. Like we have the bullnose edge, we have the DuPont, the half DuPont, the miter. I mean, you can go on and on.
People are Googling this now. They're like, what's a half DuPont
Exactly.
edge?
And I wish we could put a picture up, but maybe we could once we like edit this and all that stuff. Yeah.
Understand it.
And then people are just creating their own stuff now with like no names. So
was that a creation of you and your slab?
No, this one wasn't.
Okay.
This was the half DuPont, which is why I know what it is.
Okay.
Because before this, I had no idea what that was.
And I already asked you about that edge, and of course, it went over my head, and I didn't even remember.
No.
It's called that.
But yeah, I feel like we've gotten away from the more traditional edges, and we've just gone to the mitered edge. And for those of you who don't know, a mitered edge is like when you have a piece of stone and it just kind of like meets up at a 45-degree angle, and it's a very straight edge, as opposed to maybe like what a bullnose is when you kind of have the edge of the countertop curved a little bit. So the mitered edge has been here for like, I don't know, going strong. I'd say since I moved to Florida and started this. So like it was like 6 years ago. But recently I have been seeing this like resurgence of these more traditional edges, and I'm like, where the fuck is this coming from?
And it looks so cool.
So
and such a detail.
So
just
good.
like the fifth wall in the interior design language is the ceiling. So you never want to like not paint the fifth wall, which is a ceiling.
I've never heard that.
What?
Never heard that. I mean, I always love to incorporate a ceiling, but the fifth wall is genius.
Okay. Well, I wish I could say that I made it up. I didn't. But oh my gosh, yeah. So this is another detail that we should not skimp on. You know, it's not just a countertop. We already took them slab shopping at these beautiful works of art that whether it's natural or porcelain, like it's beautiful. So why skip on like that final detail?
It's true. It's true. Especially if everything, you know, the clients are already spending like a ton of money on these stones, especially to your point, like if it's a natural stone, you know, and it's kind of, I think design here, at least in South Florida, is leaning more towards that, you know, not a lot of color. It's very organic, very natural.
Yes.
Like we're using a lot of woods, a lot of metals. So a lot of stuff is simple down here, you know? So it's good to kind of break that mold a little bit and get a little creative. And the countertops are a perfect example on like a way to do that.
Love it.
Right?
Yeah. Love it.
Do you think you'd incorporate any of these? What's your go-to edge? That's what I want to know.
Can I ask you one more question, Jonathan Ryan? Which it's Interiors by John Ryan. But
tell me.
My 5-year-old loves to call him Jonathan Ryan.
Can we just talk about how Wendy hasn't had a sip of her gin and tonic?
I've been sipping.
Have you?
I've been totally sipping. You've been talking. I've been sipping. Look how low I am.
That's true.
Okay, one more question on countertops.
Yeah.
Waterfall edge.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
I'm a big waterfall edge guy. I love it. Yeah.
It's such a way to like, you know, showcase that detail on when you're entering a room instead of just from the surface.
Right. And you know what I didn't think about, what slipped my mind, I just kind of, when I was doing this project with this like traditional edge for the first time, we have like, for instance, in the master bathroom. So I had this the vanity, and then it kind of went down, a couple inches to get to like the makeup portion of the vanity. So usually you would do a waterfall edge there, so it's very nice and whatever, but we did this traditional edge, and I'm like, it made me think. I'm like, you really can't do a waterfall with those edges, because how, it's
true,
unless you're a really skilled fabricator.
Yes, which contact us if you are.
Exactly.
Us.
I mean, I think my fabricator is fantastic, but that seems really difficult. So what we ended up doing was just doing like a more of a detailed finished like wood panel there.
Okay.
Which looked great, but it's just something to keep in mind, which I would have never thought about unless I was walking with my fabricator, like talking about it.
Yeah. And that's what's so fun about interior design is that we can get creative and, we have those learning experiences all the time. And those aha moments like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if, so a project is never cookie cutter.
Never cookie cutter. Every client is different. Every project is different. We are, there will never be a day where interior designers know everything. Every project, we learn something new.
We are learning.
And, that's the beauty of it. And that's just, as professionals, we have to rise to that occasion and solve the problem. 90% of our job is solving problems.
Oh, isn't that the truth? Yes.
So.
In your scope of work, do you have like a project management line item?
So,
or is that in your
it's in the contract.
You build it in, but you don't like line item
But
it.
I don't line item it. Yeah. And I think a lot of times like that project management will be like how many times you're on site and you have to oversee, so like I do go above and beyond for my clients.
So you don't really calculate that every time.
Yeah. I don't really specify how many times I'm going to be on site or anything, but I should actually, now that I'm thinking, especially as our projects get bigger or further away. So do you do that in your contract?
I do. Yeah. Just managing the trades and the contractors, the vendors.
Right.
Because ultimately they want us to call, or we want them to call us, not the
vendors,
client. And vice versa.
Yes.
Right. Exactly. So it's like, yep, that's my role. That's what I'm taking off your plate. And then, obviously our vendors know to call us, not the client.
We like sit down and compare our contracts.
Yeah,
and just
we do. And again, it's a learning experience.
It is.
I'll definitely take away a couple things that you do and you have on yours. And
that's going to be another topic of discussion too, is how well we as designers enforce our contracts. Because that's a dicey situation too.
That is a dicey situation. Well, one of your besties is an attorney, so that always...
Shout out, Robin.
Yeah.
I see you.
So that's helpful. And I mean, we could get screwed ultimately if we don't.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
All right, let's wrap up episode 1.
Yeah, no, we can't wrap it up yet.
Well,
Do we have a few things to talk about? We have our vendor shout out.
Vendor shout. See, this is what happens when I don't. Okay.
We do. We've
bad.
already been talking for 27 minutes. Good for us.
Yeah.
Good for us. Okay, we can wrap this up quick.
Okay, all right. So a vendor shout out.
Vendor shout out. So I am going to shout out, which I haven't done before. I started
let's tell them that every episode we're going to do a vendor shout out.
Every episode I want to do a vendor shout out. I think it's nice. And I'm totally on board with like sharing vendors. I hate when my clients or contact my vendor behind my back, because not just because I'm selfish and I want to be the only one, but it limits mistakes. Like sometimes those changes don't get translated to me,
Absolutely.
and then mistakes happen, and then I'm expected to
clean up the mess.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why?
Yeah, right. If you had been in that conversation directly from the client to you, back to the vendor. So does your vendor like handle like all the changes well? And who is that vendor?
Yeah. So my vendor that I want to shout out, they're fantastic. It's called HEB Millwork. And they do all of my built-ins. They do all of my closets. They are fantastic. His name is Hanner, and then his uncle's name is Ernesto, and they're a family. That. Yes, they're so cute. And
where are they located?
So they have 2 factories. They have their main factory is in West Palm Beach.
Wow.
And then their second factory is actually right across the street from my office in Delray, which I didn't know.
What?
I walk there sometimes to deliver checks. I think the second project.
They're like, I'm like right next to you in the next warehouse.
Exactly. And it's nice. It's really nice. They do a fantastic job. It's a family owned and operated business.
I love that.
And everything is manufactured in West Palm or Delray. So God forbid something goes wrong. It is handled that day. I don't have to wait 17, 20 weeks for it to come from Canada or Italy or
Spain,
somewhere.
Right.
Nothing wrong with those places, by the way.
No, of course not.
But, we
need to do
time
site
management
visits.
here.
We have to go to Italy and Spain and
We do.
Banff, Canada.
All the things.
We have to go tour.
We do.
And get design inspiration.
Exactly. So
And
I love
expense it.
HEB. Hit them up. They don't work exclusively to the trade. So they will work with the end user as well.
But they prefer, do you think that contractors prefer to work with the trade instead of
100%.
homeowners? I knew you would say that.
100%. I feel like because sometimes the
We
clients...
know the language.
That's a great point. A lot of times clients don't know the
And
language.
not necessarily Hispanic language, but...
Yeah, no. Yes, but
interior design language.
We're already canceled. No. The language, yes. Meaning the terminology we use in construction or for architecture or design, that sort of language.
But yo hablo español un poquito.
Ooh,
You too?
no.
Okay. Okay. Moving right along.
No.
Okay. All right.
But go hit them up. They'll do fantastic work. Tell them we sent you.
Absolutely.
And what's our last segment?
Okay. So it's a question from one of our listeners who knew that we were going to start this podcast. So send in your questions. Okay, Jonathan.
Yes, Wendy.
What mistakes do you see most people make when decorating?
I think I wrote that question, and shame on me. Did I write that? No, it wasn't me. It was a listener so what happens is
I'm so confused right now.
No, I'm gonna make my point here. What happens is those questions are sent in to me via Instagram, and then I just print them out and put them on. Someone used decorating, and if you know me,
oh my God, so true. And I do know you, and I know that you would have never used that word, even if you were asking your own question. Because
exactly
why? And let's touch on that.
Ooh.
Are you a decorator?
You shut your mouth, Wendy. Shut your mouth.
Decorating and interior design are way different, people. You are insulting an interior designer when you call them a decorator.
Yes, yeah, very much so.
And we can do a whole episode on that.
And we will.
So you're right. This does not come from you. Okay, so let me rephrase this.
Yes.
What mistakes do you see most people make when trying to interior design their home?
Interior design. Yeah. Okay, so I think the biggest mistake that I see is the scale of the furniture that they choose.
That's a good one.
So, and what I mean by that is sometimes they'll pick an area rug that's way too small for the room.
Absolutely.
Sometimes, they'll misjudge the size of end tables or your sofa, and it either is way too big for the space
or way too small.
Way too small. I think that's the biggest one. What have you seen? Have you seen anything like in particular?
I think that is a really good one.
It's
or like when they partially decorate like bookcases with like a couple things that aren't even cohesive. It's like you did
so like
these
the finishing
beautiful
touches.
Yes.
Because they just, we have home goods readily available to us.
Yes,
Who doesn't?
we love it.
And people just go home goods crazy.
Exactly. Which is not a bad thing.
No, it's not. They're on the they're on the path to stardom.
But exactly. But like, again, we were talking about finishing the room. So I think that's an important thing. And we know that they did not hire an interior designer if they just have partially filled bookcases. So.
All right. Well, Wendy, our first episode.
Woo!
Wait, why are we high-fiving? We need to cheers and drink this.
Yes.
And I have a really catchy catchphrase to like end it. I had to write it down, and I'm not ashamed to do that.
Yeah.
Until next time, stay creative, stay hydrated, and don't spill the tea. Unless it's on this podcast.
Oh, I love that. Did you chat GPT that?
Sure did.
There's no shame in our game, by the way.
No shame. See you next episode, kids.
Bye.